You finish a video game, you feel satisfied and perhaps proud of what you have accomplished, but as time goes by, it quickly dawns on you that you'll never be able to have this one experience ever again. As you sit there in your gaming come down, you might come to think of why this experience in particular has left such a profound effect on you. And if this sounds a bit melancholy, it is, because these are the type of games that leave you with an emotional feeling attached to them. Experiences that I would gladly erase from my memory just so I can relive that feeling again. The following will only contain either very light spoilers or none at all. It would be unfair of me to recommend these games whilst conjointly giving you no reason to experience them for yourself. Number 5. Elden Ring. You may be wondering why this game over any other From Software masterpiece is on this list. The thing that makes Elden Ring less impactful on a subsequent playthrough is also the thing that makes it most unique: the exploration. To use Sekiro as an example, I find myself enjoying the game on new playthroughs due to mastering the game's parry and posture system. Once you get this down, you feel like Neo being awoken in New Game Plus, which gives the game a new experience of flow unlike the first one. For me, Elden Ring changed what an open world game could be like. Not just the rich volume of things to do and see, but also open world environmental storytelling. The world lives and breathes the lore it creates, which is why exploring every inch of the lands between is such a pleasure. And don't get me wrong, I have started this game again, playing around with different builds, but playing through again gives me much more of a narrow exploration journey, as I know where is beneficial for my build to go and where not to go. The enjoyment for me is quite dramatically reduced, as I miss the wonder of what's behind every corner, in every dungeon, or within the deeply detailed castles. And that is what I will always remember Elden Ring as being: a game full of wonder and experiences that I can't replicate on other playthroughs. A moment personified for me when finding this elevator in the Shrouded Woods, taking it deep underground, and redefining in my head just how full of awe this world is. But I wouldn't dare spoil it here. Wonder and curiosity are difficult to replicate again in the same setting, but I guess I will just have to wait until Elden Ring 2. Number 4. Celeste. On face value, Celeste looks like a standard platformer with some interesting mechanics, but the game is a lot more than that. Not only is it deeper than you might expect, but it's also brutally difficult at times, especially in the secret areas and B-sides to offer a more grueling experience per level. What I love about this game is how throughout your first playthrough, it takes its time to methodically teach you the game's mechanics. Similar to another game later on this list, it teaches you small parts of a bigger level set pieces that towards the end of the game, you put everything together to execute some extremely difficult areas. I don't think I've ever experienced or been able to define a flow state as much as I can with this game. However, I did feel like I needed to put my fingers into a cast after I was finished with it. It also has layers to it, with the gameplay mirroring the playable character Madeline's fluctuating mental health. I think the game is really clever in how climbing Celeste Mountain, overcoming obstacles and pushing on even through dire setbacks mirrors Madeline overcoming their mental health issues throughout the journey. Overcoming these challenges, especially towards the end whilst is ridiculously satisfying, also left me with a bit of a gaming hangover. I had overcome the obstacle, loved it, but it was one I was happy to put to bed. Overcoming these challenges again, reliving that feeling when everything comes together from a skill perspective, is one I'd love to replicate. Whilst replaying Celeste is still fun, it won't be able to match for me that satisfying flow state feeling you get towards the end of your first playthrough. But hey, if you're a fan of self-torture, replaying the hardest moments again and again might take this off your list completely. Number 3. The Stanley Parable. What a weirdly wonderful game. To even summarize this game is a little bit tricky. You essentially play as an office worker whose life is being narrated, pushing you towards one destination.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's when you meander from this predestined route that the game starts to get abstract, and often menacing at times.
And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
It's truly creative in exploring just what free will means when it comes to a video game. It's both philosophical and satirical to its own genre, and honestly does really make you think about game design as a whole. To experience this game again is a difficult one. The beauty of the Stanley Parable is finding all these alternative ways to drive the narrative forward, and what that means for the game itself. It's a game that actually cuts pretty deep, and often can have some rather harrowing moments.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Stanley, wouldn't you like to erase this game from your memory? Ah, that was terrible. Playing it through for a second time wouldn't give you those oh shit moments and would feel like more of a slog to revisit every single branch route. It's a game where the magic is truly only there for one first blind playthrough. Number 2. Outer Wilds. Followers of my channel will have known this one is coming, and for good reason. Outer Wilds is, without a doubt, one of, if not the most creative game I've ever played. It has complete trust in the player to go out into the world and unravel the puzzle for yourself. You might learn something in hour 1 that you don't even consider as being important till hour 6. Outer Wilds gives you a universe of answers, but the most important thing is working out what the question is. Having everything fall into place and click is an experience I'm not sure I've been able to find in any other game before. It redefines traditional video game storytelling in progress, and your only level up system is the knowledge you gain as you work through the game. Saying any more would spoil Outer Wilds, and it's an experience I feel every gamer, whatever genre you like, should experience at least one time in your life. Sadly, and I mean that, once you piece everything together, playing through again becomes more about exploration for the sake of exploration rather than having an end goal to it. It is a high you can try to chase again, but it will never be as hard hitting as the first time. Number 1. The Witness. If what makes Outer Wilds remarkable is the world clicking together and having those aha moments, then The Witness is a collection of aha moments linked together. The Witness is a game that has divided opinions, with most of the criticism coming from the fact that it's a game with hundreds of line puzzles and doesn't go much deeper than that, but I feel the point is being missed. The game is about redefining your perspective on what a puzzle is and how to solve one. The Witness forces you to think outside of the box per puzzle area and use multiple senses and perspectives to make everything click. Without trying to spoil too much, rip to anyone who played The Witness whilst listening to music. I played this game with a friend during university, working together to get through the difficult puzzle areas. I remember going to lectures and still thinking about it, and sometimes sketching the more difficult line puzzles and trying to work out the solution whilst my lecturer became background noise. I would even start to see these line puzzles in real life, realizing the game had been completely ingrained in me. Any second playthrough of The Witness just becomes a formality of reliving that first experience. You know the solution themes to all the puzzles and the aha moments, so it just isn't the same as that first time with my friend at university. Perhaps that's why this game is number 1 for me on this list. It's the emotional connection I feel and felt when playing The Witness that makes me want to relive it for the first time again. Gaming has evolved so far past what it once was. I still feel like the preconception of gaming to a non-gamer are things like Call of Duty or FIFA. Imagine trying to explain to that sort of person that Outer Wilds or Celeste made you feel something. That's probably the best way I can describe what gaming has become, at least the games I enjoy the most. It comes with a lasting emotion. You may even finish the game a little bit wiser and a little bit more equipped for the outside world. Yes, you may never have the same feeling when playing one of these games again, but if that's the price you have to pay for an experience like this, then I'm okay with that. What games not on this list have made you feel a particular way? I'm always keen to hear people's unique experiences or feelings with games, so please do let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next one.